Hey guys, what's going on? Justin bossnasti Silva here for my first Halo 4 competitive multiplayer feature breakdown and analysis. Damn it, that is a mouthful. But pretty much what I'm going to be talking about today in this video is I'm going to be going over the top 4 priority 4 features that should be in Halo 4. Some are confirmed, some aren't confirmed, right? But I want to talk about my expectations for Halo 4. And on top of that, also going to be giving some people a little bit of a spoiler too as well. I actually have decided that once Halo 4, Black Ops 2, Rainbow Six, once these games comes out, I'm going to start playing them so much. I'm going to start doing a lot of streaming. We're actually even potentially going to be bringing back the Pro Gaming Show, which is a live show we used to run for team-based shooter games and just kind of an esports scene together, talking about things that people need to hear. More so of a teaching type show and really kind of talking about a lot of multiplayer-oriented, really specific esports type news. So let me get right into it, right? 4 top things. I got a bunch of links, had to open up a bunch of tabs here, so I got a big list for you guys. Let's get right into it. So real quick, if you guys have not had a chance to check out this page that we're looking at right now, which is the forums.haloxbox.com. And anyways, it's just titled, if you just go on Google, just type in Infinite, this guy's name right there, and just type in Halo 4 News Hub, or you can just type in Halo 4 News Hub, probably is one of the most likely pop up. So anyways, this guy right here, Infinite, definitely got to give a shout out to him. If you guys want to check him out, his Twitter is DJEnfin, ENFI. Right there, you can check that out too as well. Let me just highlight that. Bam! So this is the thing, right? So this guy has like a very detailed surplus amount of news and information, right? He's got latest links and these things up here for where you can find out like interviews, videos, articles that were written, obviously when they were written, all these things, right? It is very intricate, very detailed. I mean, let's be honest, it's pretty fantastic banza. You know what I'm saying? Very interesting stuff. So once again, I'll just kind of show you them. This is interviews, pre-order bonuses that he has here. You can see you can get like some helmet armor emblems going on here if you go to these websites. So make sure you guys, I'll put a link, and for all the tabs I have open, I'll make sure I link them all in the description box too as well. Even E3 spoilers, and you guys can go watch all these videos. I mean, and then here it is various 343i posts, which is really what I've been focusing on and looking at. A lot of things that were talked about in there. You got the waypoint videos here. You got bulletins, which these are great. This is kind of like a sum up of what was talked about and what was found out during that week's Sparkcast, which are really cool. These are some developer inside videos, kind of podcast-like, where you can kind of get a little bit of insight into what they're talking about, some new things that are going to be coming out, and kind of what some of them were thinking. Obviously, was what they did for the game. And then you got GIFs, pictures, you got some screenshots and whatnot, and just some other reserved posts. So I want to start off real quick with the Halo 4 clan system. That's where we're going to right now. So when we look here at the Halo 4 clan system, this thing, I actually Googled all of these things, right? So the first place that it took me to was, of course, the Halo Council website. And right here you see Swarmer talking about Halo 4 clans or groups. Saw this on Waypoint, clans, groups, kind of confirmed. Also, someone posted on a Find NeoJav that there was there too. So this is my thing, right, about clans and group systems. When we look at some of these posts, it kind of seems like there is somewhat of a confirmation when it comes to the groups. Like right here, it even says, well, there will be some sort of group feature in the game. I might imagine that it'd be similar to the clan system from Halo 2. So you end up seeing that stated. Then we move on to the next post, which is over, it's kind of like a cookie trail, so to speak. So now we're moving on over here to the clans and groups, right? So now we're over here on, what are we back at Waypoints? Okay, yeah. So it says scroll down, track your group's stats scores. So now, bam, now we open up the NeoJav, where this guy says, hey, someone at Waypoint noticed this, right? Which is the Microsoft Store. It says track your group stats scores on HaloWaypoint.com. I believe I have to open this up to check it out. I believe it's right here. So scroll down. Yeah, okay, here it is. So track your group's stats and scores on HaloWaypoint.com, if you guys can see that right there. So just interesting to obviously see that. It's going to allow you to do those things, and obviously that's potentially a plan. So, my thing, let's just kind of go back here. I'm always down to promote Halo Council. So let me just say this, right, when it comes to clans and groups. I want to point this out because when we look at Halo from a multiplayer perspective, and you look at the complete, utter, I mean, let's just be honest, I don't know if I should just use a strong word like disgrace, or just the disappointment of not having a clan system included in Halo 3 and then, of course, in Reach, but then you see it being utilized, of course, in Halo 2. Now we're talking about it possibly going to be in Halo 4, which is now looking a little more like we can kind of be like 51-49. I'm a little more on, the positive side of the fence here. When you look at this from a multiplayer competitive esports perspective, you need to have some sort of a tracking ranked team system in your game. We're going to go take a look real quick at the success of another game. Let's take a look at League of Legends, right? They go off of an ELO rating system, right? Which is pretty much like the universal skill rating system across the majority, if not almost all, PC games, right? And even being adopted by a lot of games too as well on the 360, right? We saw it being adopted from for Civilization Revolution, which was a turn-based strategy game that was using ELO rating system. We saw it being utilized. I don't know if it was being utilized in the Lord of the Rings games, but I know at least one game. I feel so bad I didn't Google some other references or whatnot, but I know at least one game it was being utilized in. The saddest part is that Halo Wars, an RTS game for the 360, was utilizing the 1 through 50 true skill system, which was hilarious to me, right? But I'm happy they did it. It would have been, even potentially more beneficial maybe for applying an ELO system. But point is that when we look at the success of League of Legends, right, obviously they started off focusing very heavily on competitive and the esports play, but they have a team organized system here. I can go in and I can see ranked team 3v3, right? I can go and I can look at ranked team 5v5. Then I can go look at, who's going in by themselves and who has a good solo queue. These are things that you need to promote competition, to promote replay value, right? We need these things inside of team-based shooter games. So, anyways, my point is that I really hope that we end up seeing these things inside of Halo 4, and of course, I know that there is not 100% confirmation yet on if there is going to be a clan system or a team system, but definitely needs to be one for the sake of, if you want Halo 4 to really be better than the previous Halos, you really have to include this in there, because at the end of the day, if it's not included, then Halo's just cycling the drain, right? There's nothing that's really being put into the game that's improving it. Sure, they can add a clan system, but are they going to have ranks? Are they going to have stats? Are people going to be able to look at, who's the top team, who's the top individual that always goes into an MLG playlist of sorts or whatnot by themselves, and they have the highest win-loss ratio? I mean, these are types of things that you get when you go and you play a game like League of Legends that really increases that replay value. So hopefully we end up seeing that. Let's move on to the next point. It was posted here by Duquesne23 on news, vehicles, groups, and 50 Spartanos missions. So him talking about that there was another reference point there to look at. Now, I want to go look at this, right? Spectator mode. Obviously, the second, probably biggest thing that really needs to be put into Halo, and let's be honest, just really needs to be put in to the majority, if not all, multiplayer-based games from now on, right? Because if I can go in and I can spectate a game, like for example, I could go in and I could do an all-day casting session for League of Legends just off of the main menu. I could just click featured match after featured match after featured match, and I could just run a full live stream. I could just run a full live stream spectating day if I wanted to, right? And I could cast all these games. I can record the content. I can clip stuff. I can just produce a lot of content that way. The only other way you're going to be able to obviously watch games is in theater, right? And that would obviously be your only other option at that point. There's no way where you can go in and spectate Halo games. This hasn't been done yet. So by being able to go spectate games in real time is going to allow you to run a tournament. It's going to allow you to stream more effectively. It's going to allow you to shoutcast or just do commentary more effectively, more efficiently too as well. So once again, if spectator mode is not going to be in Halo 4, now of course people are talking about, well, apparently it's already been confirmed that it's not going to be in on the initial release, but people are now advocating for somewhat of an add-on. And I know there was some people that referenced back to, I guess that's what they did for Gears of War. I don't know if that was for Gears 3. I think it was for Gears 3, where they added the spectator mode after the game was already released in some form of a DLC. So if that is possible, that would be, of course, fantastic, without a doubt. Of course, I know we haven't got 100% confirmation on that, but you know what? Spectator mode needs to be in this game. That's just the future of where multiplayer games are going. Game developers have to start realizing that if you want your game to be successful, number one, mimic what League of Legends and Riot has been doing. Number two, I mean, you could pretty much take like 90% of what Riot's been doing and really apply that to almost every single type of a multiplayer game, whether it's team-based or individual-based, and you will pretty much have a damn winner at the end of the day. But once again, hopefully Spectator Mode is going to get put in here because it definitely needs to if you want to see Halo 4 being different and more so actually improving from its predecessor titles. Let's now move on after past Spectator Mode. Now, there was another part that came over. So this was theater mode, right? So someone now, of course, there were some confirmations on this. I'm going to show you. This is one reference point here from 343industries.org saying, going back and being able to watch films with my team and friends was a big part for me in Halo 3. However, it took forever to load clips. Then it was Reach. It was just completely ruined. YouTube is going to play a big role in my gaming for Halo 4, and I need theater mode to help me. Anyone know what changes they are bringing to it for Halo 4? This guy said, it is said to be much better than Reach's. So this is this guy T6 Sense talking about how the theater mode in Halo 4 is apparently supposed to be better than what it was in Reach. Now, this guy over here at vampirefreaks.com, his name is Shitkicker, he ends up saying that we know there's still a theater mode and a new replacement for co-op Arcade Firefly, which we've seen nothing on yet. So apparently they're saying that there are going to be some improvements for the theater mode, and there is a theater mode in Halo 4. So I'm happy about that. I'm happy that, hey, you know what, I could still go and I could find games, or hopefully I'll be able to look at people's file shares and find games that they upload so I can get matches and I can do commentary on it and I can do shoutcasting. But once again, I would like at least if you would be able to go into theater mode with a maximum or at least a minimum of 4 people, right? Because when you look at it from another competitive esports aspect, I need to be able to go and watch it with my team, right? I need to be able to go into this with my team. I need to be able to watch these things with my team together instead of how you had to do with Reach, is where everyone had to download the individual game and then watch that individually, right? So it's like if you have one person that is really trying to point things out, then you definitely need someone to kind of be the main person to use the theater controls and then move stuff around so you can pay attention. So if it was me, I would say at least a minimum of 5 people. But then again, that's just because I'm including myself as a coach and the 4 players of the team. So let's move forward. Talking about a true skill system, right? This guy said here from NeoJaff, 1 to 50 dramatically increases boosting, which in turn decreases relevance. That is not arguable. That said, we are thinking of ways to let players understand relative skill levels without increasing abuse based on that metric. Once again, with the 150. And then right here it says, we are not using true skill in the same way that Reach did. That's about all we can say for now. So apparently they're talking about improving it somewhat. Now, I think this is fantastic. If anything, I feel like they should just go to an ELO system. An ELO system is very efficient. It's very effective. And on top of that, it's very... Well, geez, I just love it. I mean, I don't really know how much more you could really say on that. I think that the ELO system would definitely be not only a healthy change, I'm sure it might take people getting used to, but it's definitely just as good, if not better, of a skill rating system than the 1 through 50 ranking is, right? Because now, you have to understand, with an ELO system, it could go as high as you want, potentially. With a 1 through 50 system, you already know it's maxed out there. So once people get to 50, it's like there's nothing left. They're just going to go back and boost up another account. With an ELO system, it's going to take you a lot longer to get to that really, really high ranking, and of course, in a sense, it never maxes out. So your likelihood to go remake a second account and do smurfing or whatever it may be is less likely. Obviously, then it's going to be if this 1 through 50 system for true skill is going to be used in Halo 4. So anyways, I think that's it for just what I wanted to talk about. I'm coming up to about the 14-minute mark here, so I really wanted to try and refrain from really simplifying this video. But those are the 4 big things that I really wanted to talk about. Spectator mode, theater mode, potential clan system, and then, of course, the true skill or just skill rating system that Halo 4 could be using. So this is just kind of a big update. I'm actually going to be trying to get my hands on some gameplay so I can maybe break down some gameplay for you guys once Halo 4 kind of starts coming out a lot more, or at least, once we get there to that point where maybe some team versus teams are playing, to obviously give you guys some more competitive breakdowns. But outside of that, I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown video of the 4 main points that hopefully Halo 4 will be including, with obviously the ones that we already stated were confirmed. Once again, I'm Justin bossnasti Silva, and I'll catch y'all next time.